Hi, welcome back to Cars and Bikes by Sharath. Maruti Suzuki's Mega Hybrid Onslaught. In addition to expanding its hybrid range using Toyota's series parallel hybrid tech, Maruti Suzuki is developing its own low-cost, series-only hybrids. As automakers gallop full tilt into the EV market, enthused by the fast growth of AV adoption, albeit off a small base, the sobering realization that the transition to full electrification will be a more protracted journey than initially envisioned is sinking in. India appears poised to stand as the last big bastion for ICE, with the government refraining from stipulating an end date for the internal combustion engine, the way Europe and other countries have. It is becoming increasingly apparent that the enduring power source of ICE will persist, albeit undergoing significant alterations to its fuel composition, and Maruti Suzuki knows this. So though Tata Motors has stolen a strong march in the EV race, making Maruti Suzuki look like a laggard, India's #1 automaker isn't fussed about being late out of the blocks in a marathon that's only started. Yet, it cannot ignore the Indian EV market, and like many car companies, it has drawn up ambitious plans to launch a wide range of EVs starting from 2025. But unlike others who are betting only on EVs as the powertrain of the future, Maruti Suzuki has hedged its bets with a multi-fuel and powertrain strategy, which includes CNG, biofuels and hybrids. In fact, Maruti Suzuki is placing a significant bet on hybrids, and with good reason. Despite hybrids not enjoying the same level of attention as electric vehicles, EVs, and being dismissed by both industry and policymakers as a technology whose time has gone, consumer preferences tell a different story. This fact is evident on showroom floors where hybrids consistently outsell EVs. Despite taxation policies heavily favoring EVs, hybrids face a steep 43% GST compared to the mere 5% for EVs. And despite an exponentially larger variety of EV options available to consumers, currently, there are over a dozen EVs for sale, in stark contrast to the limited selection of 5 strong hybrids. Whilst it was Honda that brought a strong hybrid technology to the mass market with the City Hybrid, it was a half-hearted attempt with no plans to localize the costly hybrid components to make them cheaper. As a result, the City Hybrid with ADAS features bundled in, which buyers have to take, was overpriced, costing 2.7 lakh rupees 4.2 lakh over the top-end non-hybrid version. Honda has limited hybrid production to just 600 to 800 units a month, seemingly more as a tick box just to be present in a segment instead of going all out and seizing it. Ironically, Honda, a pioneer of hybrid tech, has done an about-turn on hybrids and followed the herd down the EV path with its decision not to give the Elevate SUV a hybrid powertrain, but to develop an all-electric version, due in 2026, instead. Honda's timing couldn't have been worse, and Maruti Suzuki's and Toyota's timing couldn't have been better. Both Japanese partners have democratized hybrids with the launch of the Grand. Ironically, Honda, a pioneer of hybrid tech, has done an about-turn on hybrids and followed the herd down the AV path with its decision not to give the Elevate SUV a hybrid powertrain, but to develop an all-electric version, due in 2026, instead. Honda's timing couldn't have been worse, and Maruti Suzuki's and Toyota's timing couldn't have been better. Both Japanese partners have democratized hybrids with the launch of the Grand Vitara and Urban Cruiser Hyrider, which are smartly priced. These hybrids have turned out to be the new diesel, costing just around 3 lakh rupees more, and crucially, without the looming uncertainty of potential bans or restrictions in the future. Hybrid tech has found favor in a segment higher too, with demand for the hybrid versions of Toyota's Innova Hi-Cross and Maruti's Invicto better than anticipated. The overwhelming market response to strong hybrids has crucially taught the industry that despite a lack of the fiscal incentives that AVs enjoy, consumers are willing to pay the premium for hybrids. The combination of a powertrain that's silky smooth and silent, when in AV mode, and phenomenal fuel economy is what is enticing buyers, especially in the backdrop of lagging charging infrastructure that is emerging as the biggest hurdle to widespread AV adoption. And fuel costs that will always be a pricey commodity in our market. With Maruti Suzuki's hybrid bet paying off, the company has doubled down on its efforts to dramatically expand its hybrid portfolio. In mid-2025, Maruti Suzuki will launch an extended three-row version of the Grand Vitara, code Y17, as will Toyota with the Hyryder. Both SUVs will come with a strong hybrid variant using the same Toyota 1.5-liter, 3-cylinder powertrain. Maruti Suzuki expects to sell around 200,000 units of the Y17 in the first full year of production, of which 45,000 units could be the hybrid variant alone. However, to bring hybrid to the mass segments, the biggest hurdle is cost. Though Maruti Suzuki and Toyota have plans to localize the electric motor and LTO battery cells, at TDSG, a joint venture between Toshiba Corporation, Denso Corporation and Suzuki Motor Corporation, a hybrid powertrain, which includes an IC engine, electric motor and batteries, is inherently expensive, and a 43% GST on top of that doesn't help. Plus, there's a cost to using Toyota's famed series parallel hybrid technology, which seamlessly switches from ICA power to electric power. According to industry sources, Maruti Suzuki and Toyota explored a more cost-effective parallel hybrid powertrain, code S1 key, but shelved the project as it could not meet the cost targets. Both companies took another stab at the segment with a newer generation hybrid system, with components optimized to save costs, but this project too, code S12 key, wasn't proving financially viable, and plans to develop a mass-market parallel hybrid system were altogether dropped. Sources say that Toyota was simply unable to drive down the costs of its series parallel hybrid tech beyond a point and hence called it quits. But not Maruti Suzuki. Maruti Suzuki is believed to be developing its own in-house hybrid technology, and the big news is that it will be a series hybrid and not a series parallel system like Toyota's. The new series hybrid powertrain, code HEV, will be significantly cheaper to produce than a series parallel or even parallel only hybrid, which is the main reason why Maruti Suzuki chose this route. So what exactly is a series hybrid? The petrol engine in a series hybrid system, instead of directly propelling the vehicle, serves as a generator or range extender, producing electricity to power an electric motor that, in turn, drives the wheels. A series hybrid powertrain is relatively simple because the electric motor is the only power source that drives the wheels, and the motor draws electric power from either a small battery pack or from a generator run by the petrol engine. The series hybrid system is also called a range extender hybrid system because the IC engine acts as a generator to keep recharging the battery pack. The Nissan Note is one example of a range extender series hybrid vehicle, which was being tested in India. There are several advantages of a series hybrid, which makes it attractive as a mass market option. Firstly, the absence of a direct mechanical link between the IC engine and wheels simplifies the overall design of the powertrain, thereby making it a more cost-effective hybrid solution, as well as potentially reducing maintenance costs and improving reliability, all prerequisites of the small car segment, particularly catering to the price-sensitive buyer. With less mechanical losses, the layout in a series hybrid system offers optimized efficiency in city driving, with the system excelling in stop-and-go traffic scenarios, typical of urban driving environments. However, series hybrids are not particularly efficient on the highway because, since the electric motor is the primary source of propulsion, the internal combustion engine may need to work harder to generate electricity. So, for long-distance driving, parallel hybrids can be more efficient at higher speeds and constant loads, since both the internal combustion engine, ICE, and the electric motor can work together to propel the vehicle. So, though the parallel hybrids feel nicer to drive, they require more complex transmission systems to allow both the internal combustion engine, ICE, and electric motor to drive the wheels independently or together. This complexity is one of the main reasons why parallel hybrids are so much more expensive. The power source for Maruti Suzuki's new range of HEV-based series will be the all-new Z12E 3-cylinder engine. The compact Z12E will act as a generator to charge a 1.5-2 kWh battery pack or drive an efficient electric motor that, in turn, drives the front wheels. Maruti Suzuki's HEV series hybrid powertrain will debut in the facelift Fronx, code YTB, followed by the next-gen Baleno, code YTA, in 2026, the next-gen Swift, code YEA, which is due for launch in the first half of this year, is also expected to come with a hybrid option, though not before 2027. So until then, this very popular hatch will be a petrol-only model. Other models in line for the HEV system are the Spacer-based compact MPV, code YDB, and the next-gen Brezza, which will come with hybrid power only in 2029. By the end of the decade, Maruti Suzuki could have as many as over half a dozen models and models with a potential volume of 8 lakh units per annum powered by hybrid tech, which includes Toyota's 1.5-liter parallel hybrid powertrain and its own HEV 1.2-liter series hybrid system. In a series hybrid, as the engine only runs to produce electricity and never directly takes on the driving load, it is most often running in the prime fuel-efficient rev range. Hence, Maruti's HEV-powered cars are expected to give exceptional fuel economy to the tune of 35 to 40 kpl on the test cycle and will also be a key technology to meeting the CAFE targets, which are due to get stricter in 2027. Maruti Suzuki may have botched up its diesel strategy by exiting the diesel market earlier than it should have and also losing the first-mover advantage in the EV race. But in the hybrid race, it is quietly zooming ahead whilst most of its rivals don't even have a plan. And in this decade, the hybrid race could turn out to be the most important one to win.